Introduction. The First Encounter. 1620. On a cold November day in 1620, 16 heavily armored Englishmen stepped out of a rowboat and onto the beach of Cape Cod. Their ship, the Mayflower, lay at anchor just offshore. Wearing breastplates and helmets and carrying muskets, the men were prepared for a confrontation. But for 4 days they did not see a single human being. Finally, on November 15th, they spotted some 5 or 6 natives walking with a dog. As soon as the natives noticed the intruders, they took off into the woods. The Englishmen pursued, eager to make contact, but they could not catch up. The next day they discovered some graves and an underground stockpile of corn. A few dug up the corn while the rest stood guard. After much consultation, they decided to take as much corn as they could carry, planning to pay the natives later. They were desperate for food and needed seed for spring planting. Was this not God's provision? A couple of weeks later, the English were back for more. They raided one of the natives' stockpiles, taking more corn, 2 or 3 baskets of wheat, and a bag of beans. The next day they went even further. The men happened upon a large grave and decided to dig it up. Inside were bowls, trays, dishes, bracelets, weapons, and other tools, typical of the Algonquian practice of burying valued possessions with the remains of prominent men. Opening a large bundle, they discovered a corpse whose skull had fine yellow hair still on it, and a smaller bundle with the bones and head of a little child. They stole some of the prettiest things and reburied the bodies. The natives from whom they stole lived nearby in witus, or wigwams, which the English soon located. They were made with long young sapling trees bended and both ends stuck into the ground and covered with thick mats. Each had a door about 3 feet high and a large hole at the ceiling for smoke ventilation with removable coverings. Pots hung over fireplaces, and along the walls were beds made of mats and furs. Finding the dwellings empty, the Englishmen stole what they considered valuable. They had intended to bring some beads and other things and leave them behind as a sign of peace and an invitation to trade, but did not have the time. Again they told themselves they would make amends later.